Hi everyone, welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today I'm going to be taking a look at the Premier Edition Deluxe Class Transformers The Last Knight Decepticon Berserker. Now this character was actually in the movie, but all for a few seconds. It was a pretty cool little sequence. Now the style of this is just like any kind of random Decepticon that we've seen from previous films. So in previous movie toys from like the first 3 films, we actually got some drones in there that were like from the games and stuff, but we also had other Decepticons that had faces that were very much like this, and they were also in the movie as well. If you see Dark of the Moon, you see a lot of the a lot of the Decepticons have faces that are very similar to this. So he's got a very just Decepticon army, random extra guy kind of a look to him, which I really like because he suits older figures in that way. Then over here on the back you can see Bumblebee, which I will not be getting because I'll be getting the later release one that's actually newly molded for the film, which is what that one should have been. And then we've got Barricade, which is right here. I'll show you the two compared to each other in vehicle mode. So let's go ahead and get this thing open and take a closer look. And here's Berserker out of the packaging in the vehicle mode. So let's go ahead and find out just how big this guy is. So it's about 4.5 inches. So you can see the Barricade is actually a little bit longer. For what it is, it should really have been a Voyager, but I don't really mind too much because obviously in robot mode it's fine. But in terms of how this thing looks and everything next to another vehicle, you know, in Transformers universes, we are used to this kind of thing happening. So I think that is perfectly fine. Now, in terms of the vehicle mode itself, from this side, it looks great, and I have to say, I really do like how all of this transforms. It's actually a really, really cool transformation, but it can be fiddly, as you can see coming around to this side. This bit here is like kind of warped and bent, and as a result of that, it just doesn't really kind of all come together all too well. I start pulling this together, and then the back will start popping out a little bit and stuff. It's a little bit fiddly and a little bit awkward tabbing it all together. But it is easy to do, and if yours wasn't like mine, it wasn't like that, then it would be perfectly fine. I think that's just an imperfection on mine. I think that most of them are going to come together a lot easier than what mine does. Now, it does roll very well. It's got good ground clearance. You can see there's a bit of space up in here. He does come with some accessories, and they are these spike things, and he comes with 2 of them. Now, they are melee weapons when he's in the robot mode, but when he's in vehicle mode, they can actually attach to the side of the vehicle just here. And there might be some other places that you can find that you can go ahead and store them, but basically he's got some kind of lances on the side there, or you could make them be maybe harpoons or something. But I think it's okay, to be honest with you. It looks decent for the size of the vehicle and stuff. It's not too kind of intrusive, but I'm sure that you could probably go ahead and just force them down in there because they are kind of flexible. Yeah, so if you fiddle with that, you can obviously store them in there and it can still roll, so that is pretty cool. So to go ahead and transform this guy, it's already kind of doing it right there. Basically, this whole back section is going to lift up, and it's going to be tabbed in to the front as well. So you're going to just lift this whole thing up like that. This is going to rotate down, and then this here is going to rotate down, and then this is going to just flip up there. So now you're going to go ahead and untab the arm sections from the back there, and right there there's a hinge just there. It's going to rotate upwards. From there you can see how he's going to form pretty much. So you got the legs down here, they are going to rotate. This section at the back is going to fold down. These come forward, rotate the heel spur out. Do exactly the same on the other side. So he's going to stand with legs bent just like that. This back section then is just going to sit against him, and this kind of boot section here is going to sit up there as well. Then all you gotta do is rotate the arms down and around like so. These black pieces here are on ball joints, so you just rotate those up. The hands flip out, and then this section folds in. But if you actually don't want this whole door piece on the side, they are literally just tabbed in right there. So if you want a complete clean arm, you can actually do that on both sides. I'm just going to leave mine attached. It doesn't look bad with them on there, but it obviously does look so much better if you go ahead and take them off. Now the weapons can just be put in the hands in this mode, as you can see, and he holds them just fine. But Berserker in robot mode really shines. This guy looks fantastic. He has some great paint apps, so they've got some orange on here trying to signify some rust, I guess. We've got the red down here on the arms, which is nice and like, it's, you know, got a gradient there into the grey. It actually looks pretty sweet, but I would say that obviously all of this grey plastic does look a little bland. Now, if it was a Voyager, it would have more paint on there. It's a Deluxe, so I think that's fine. As you can see nice and close up there, he does have some nice silver paint on the head sculpt and the awesome red eyes. You got the red cross on the chest right there, but it would have been nice if we had some kind of paint on these kind of bullet dreadlocks here, and some paint throughout this main torso section, maybe the thighs, would have been nice. But for the most part, he does look really good. So as you can see, from the front, it looks good. From a side profile, he looks pretty good. From the back, it's just a car. You can just see the wheels and panels, and then a bumper, and then the roof and the doors. So obviously taking these off the arms would be very good to go ahead and clean up the profile of this guy. But from the front, he does look very nice, I have to say. So the articulation, the head's on a ball joint, can look up and down, left and right. It's pretty limited just because of the dreadlocks and the position that it's in. These bits up here are on a ball joint. You can do whatever you want with those. They are kind of rubbery. There's actually a lot of rubbery plastic on this thing, even the panels and stuff. So the hand due to transformation can have a bit of pivot in there. You got some rotation in the arm, and then also the single hinge. The shoulder can move out and go all the way around. You don't have any kind of a waist there, but you do kind of have a forward crunch if you want to use that. And then the hips move forward and back and out to the side. You got rotation there, single jointed knee, and then the feet down here, if you want to class that as articulation, then go for it. You can make him stand taller if you want by having the legs out straight like that. The heel spur can actually just come down and still support him, but he is meant to be kind of chicken-legged and look very much like that, like a kind of Mewtwo sort of stance. I may go ahead and do a custom of this guy because I do actually have a rust wash, so I can actually put some rust in him and maybe paint his chest up a bit more silver and stuff like that, and paint his dreads. Just make him look a little bit cooler. But for the most part, the way that that face looks is awesome, and the paint that they have put in there makes it stand out enough so that it's not just completely grey and black. So, and obviously we do have the different tones of grey and black in there as well. So I definitely think that this guy looks fantastic and is worth the money, even though he's not one of the main characters from the movie. You could even army build with this guy, so that is pretty cool. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to check out my Instagram, it's Homerino123. There's a link in the description below. And if you want to see more from my channel, there's videos on screen right now, and you can subscribe for more Transformers reviews. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.